All right. Good evening, family of teams for Team Together We Scent. It's great to see your faces. I am really excited about tonight. And I know I say that every single week. I'm really excited about tonight, but I really am, because tonight we are opening up a 2 to 3 part series talking about parties and how they are the moneymaker of your business. And that is how you meet new people. That is how you bring new people into your business. And so we are going to scratch the surface tonight talking about parties. And then we're going to dig deeper over the next couple of weeks to give you some more information about parties and group orders and the importance and what they mean to your business and how to overcome objections and how to actually get bookings and what to do once you have a booking and all of that good stuff. So Cassie, was there any major announcements other than incentive trip emails? It appears have gone out. Yes. I don't know if all of them have gone out and all of them have been received yet, but mailboxes.
That was probably the biggest news of today. Then yes, they emailed or will be emailing to promote about the See the Good warmer, emailing customers. And then Forbes again named Scentsy one of the best places to work. So that was in the news tab as well. And let's see. And then, well, the product status list stuff came back on Monday. So yeah, so that's about it.
Thank you. All right. I'm just letting a couple more people in. So here's what we're going to do. I put together a little presentation to talk about parties tonight, and then we have a guest featured speaker. I'm making it sound very professional, who's going to talk to us and tell us about an experience that she had this past weekend. And we'll just see where the call takes us. It's going to be a fast 40 minutes, and we will have a drawing at the end for a Zoom prize. So if you stay to the end, then you are eligible to win. And so let's look at all of these people. I am so excited. Oh, this is great. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Let me get it ready. I am going to share my screen and we are going to talk about parties. Now, what this means, though, when I share my screen is that I can't see all of you. So I'll let you know who's on my screen, and then that person is designated to give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you can't hear me or you can't see. Okay, so, all right, let me share. All right. Come on. Okay, there we are. All right. So Cassie, you are on my screen. So can you see the screen okay?
Yep.
Okay,
you're good.
Great. What? Yeah, no, it's good. Okay.
All good.
All right. So okay, where the money is. So we are talking about parties. This is, like I said, it's opening up a couple weeks where we're going to talk about parties and how they can change your business, how they can bring new customers into your funnel, how they can bring potential new team members into your organization. Tonight, we are scratching the surface and just kind of getting our feet wet with talking about parties again. And you can interchange the word party any way that you want to. It can mean a group order. It can mean a party in your home. It could mean a party in somebody else's home. It could mean a party at an office, in a lunchroom. It could mean a party on the go, a basket party, a sniff session on a Sunday afternoon. It can mean any of these things. The whole point is to have a host. That is really the whole point. And if you don't have a host and you are the host, to get people to whichever event or type of party that you're having, and hopefully bring somebody with them that is not already in your Scentsy circle. So why parties matter so much to direct sales. So at a party, you have more exposure to more people who can who can be encouraged to book a party to join your business or to join your customer group. Parties are far more time efficient than trying to sell to individuals one by one. It's the best way to make more money faster. And that's true, because selling one-to-one, yes, you may make a $60 sale, but you have the ability with a party or a party situation to have 3, 4, 5, 6 people to sell to in that same amount of time that you made that individual one-to-one sale in. By focusing on parties, you avoid buyer fatigue. So we talked about this just a smidge at the beginning of the call before I started the recording. There's only a certain amount that you can sell to a customer group. Even with a large and highly engaged group, you will hit a limit. Customers in a group are also more likely to wait for the next sale or other great offer. It's hard to sell in between offers. And this is really true with customers that have been with you for a long time, that have grown accustomed to the Scentsy selling cycle, where there's a couple flash sales sprinkled throughout the year. They know that Scentsy will discount certain items, or that there will maybe be a limited time offering that will come back. They are accustomed to our business. And so by adding new customers into your group, they aren't accustomed to that selling cycle, and it isn't as difficult to sell in between the offers that you have. Okay, by filling your calendar with parties and events, you are less reliant on social media algorithms that you cannot control. If you solely rely on Facebook groups, and I know many direct sellers do, and a lot of us do in our businesses, you can never be sure from day to day that your business is safe or being seen. Remember that you don't own or control the piece of online real estate. You have no say in what happens to it. So by running a complete Facebook business, what if Facebook went away? And I know that sounds crazy, but crazier things have happened. But if Facebook went away and your only contact and your only way to get in touch with your customers is via Facebook, how would you run your business if that disappeared? That's a really good question. Why parties matter so much? You can increase the value of each customer to your business by offering parties or events with different themes. Now, themes are going to be something that we talk about in the next couple of Zoom calls that we have. That'll be one of the things that we talk about. But this helps to keep interest in booking with you high, which means you'll get repeat bookings. You'll find that you build lasting relationships with many of your hosts and customers. At a party, you can focus on different ranges of your product, and you'll be in a position to offer better education on them. This means that guests are more likely to buy, and you'll notice it increases loyalty and repeat orders from you. And they can smell the scents because they are in person. Ding, ding, ding. Smelling our fragrances increases sales. It is very hard to smell the fragrances over Facebook. So think about that. Smelling our fragrances increases our sales. Party guests attend parties intending to make a purchase. By offering education, demonstrations, and scent testers, you are increasing the probability that they will spend more. So think about that too. People that attend home parties attend intending to purchase something. Not many people go to a home party and don't plan to spend even a minimum. And so you have a captive audience. The people that are attending that home party or that event are there with the intent to buy. You have their attention. Okay, so these are a couple things that I pulled, and these are recent, that I pulled from the director page. So the one on the left was a superstar director shouting out her director. She's getting back to basics and hosted an in-home party last night with really good results that are still continuing today. Sometimes we have to cut out all of the extra technical fluff and just master the basics of buy, host, and join through the party method. This brings us back to the catalog while expanding our customer base and potential new team member pool. And then on the right, we have shout out to Lisa rocking that home party last night. She added one already active team member and a possible second new recruit. She has inspired me to get my booty into some homes and share my Scentsy love. These are happening. This is in real time. So these are not old posts from 10 years ago when parties were popular. This is in real time. People are still partying. Here's another. Oh, and my Zoom menu is blocking it. So hold on a second. I'm hoping you guys can read it. I can't read the first line. This is my home party setup. Nothing. Da, 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 da. Okay, but I am entering her orders. It was over $600, and I looked at her and said, you know, I would love to make this money, but honestly, you would be amazing as a consultant. She signed up immediately, earned shooting star, booked 2 parties. I love home parties. And then somebody else says, I 100% prefer home parties. They are so much more fun and more successful if you ask me. When I first joined 7.5 years ago, that was the only way to do them. So that was the only way we got business a lot of times. I mean, we still did some one-to-one selling, but we built our businesses, those of us that have been around for a while, by doing parties. I take one, well, let me add that. I take one of each thing that we offer and I've got on hand just to discuss and teach about. I always play the potty prize game. Just make a cute sign that says something like, after you've done your business, come back and join the party, and yell, I've won the potty prize, to claim your free gift. Give them whatever you want as their prize. Only the first person to claim it wins. Then I hand out a like it, love it sheet and pass around the testers. I do this in a way so that I'm in control at all times versus just having testers out for people to smell as they want. I want their attention on me. As they smell the testers, I keep talking about our products and answering any questions. Then I play another game, usually pass the prize, and then ask if anyone has any more questions, ask for orders, and I'm pretty much done. Sometimes we have if you haven't done a home party, it's very easy to overanalyze and overthink. And it really is not much more than a group of people getting together to smell fragrances and to find out why you have a solution to a problem that they're having. In a lot of cases, it's my house stinks, or I don't want to burn candles anymore, or I want something safe for my kids, or I don't want my cat that jumps on the counter to burn their tail. Most customers have a problem that we have the ability to solve when it comes to fragrance. Okay, one of the best parts about Scentsy is there's an option for everyone. Your host can choose the event they're most comfortable with, whether it's in-home, online, or basket, or even events, vendor shows, or a combination of both. I'm choosing to focus tonight. I took out the online party and the events, and I'm choosing tonight to focus on home and basket parties. But home parties are perfect for a host who loves to socialize and have people over. Like the name suggests, these are typically at a host's home, but it doesn't have to be. If your host isn't comfortable hosting at their place, you can also host this type of party elsewhere, like a coffee shop or a break room at work. Your host picks a date, invites their friends and family. You'll set up a simple product display, give a quick demo, and encourage guests to sample the fragrances and place orders. A basket party is just an old name for a party on the go, or a mobile party where you give your testers and you pass them off to a host, and they take them around and collect the orders from their friends, family, coworkers, etc. The nice part about mobile parties and basket parties and passing those scent testers off to a host is if they come back with a successful party, that host is a very good candidate as a team member because they just did your job for you. So basket parties are perfect for the host, or for a busy host. Fill a basket with fragrance testers, catalogs, order forms, and business cards. Your host can take the basket to work, the school, the gym, wherever, to share Scentsy fragrances and collect orders. These are a couple of resources that are on the workstation. So list of 100, and on the workstation, it's an interactive form, or at least it says it's an interactive form. So that's why you're seeing these blocks in here. But when is the last time you created your list of 100 or revisited your list of 100 or rewrote your list of 100? Because your list of 100 from 10 years ago is different than your list of 100 today. It's amazing how many people you actually know. So you use this list of 100 to start building a list of contacts. Write down all the names that come to mind. There are a lot of possibilities. If you need something that's a little bit more dialed in, there's 40 hosts in 4 minutes. So think of 4 relatives, 4 friends, 4 coworkers, 4 neighbors, 4 church or social group contacts, 4 previous coworkers or neighbors, your spouse's coworkers or their spouses, contacts for your children, people with whom you do business. If 40 seems a little less intimidating to you, then that document is available as well on the workstation. We have so many resources on our workstation. It's amazing when you go searching for a topic. So in my case today, I went and looked for parties and bookings. There are a lot of tools, resources, videos, guides to walk you through home parties, order entry, bookings, my goodness. And even these tools right here, the list of 100, the 40 hosts in 4 minutes. Here's another booking conversation goal tracker. So set a weekly goal of 10 booking conversations, mark them off in the speech bubbles to track your progress. For anybody that loves trackers, maybe one of these will speak to you. Here is another one that I wanted. This one is not on the workstation. This was one that a consultant just created after she attended World Tour. I won't read you this entire blurb, but the system is simple. Ask one person to party, share with one person the opportunity, and build a relationship with one person. It could be a team member or a customer each day. And what I want you to realize is that's asking 7 people a week to party, sharing the opportunity with 7 people a week, and building 7 deeper relationships in a week. And if you did that every month for an entire year for 52 weeks, that's 364 people from each category. That's pretty powerful, isn't it? And that's just by reaching out to one person a day based on these 3 categories. Partying grows your sales, which gives you more people to share the opportunity with, and building relationships with customers helps you all the way around. We are a relationship business, and genuine relationships matter. A key point that she made in this too, that I love, is she said, I hope this blesses you in more ways you ever thought possible. Your business starts with you, not your sponsor or friends. What you do behind the scenes will always matter. You don't need a lot of time. You just need to make what little time you have count. And so here was one of the testimonials I showed you a couple screens ago, that director Debbie that just had that successful party. This was her setup, and she used product that she had on hand to display. It wasn't overkill as far as product categories go. And you can see she displayed it on the ledge of a fireplace, not even on a table. It doesn't make a difference. I have set up parties by draping a tablecloth over a old style television. So you can party anywhere, and you can set up a display on any surface that your hostess has. Here's a basket tote. And so I love this idea by sorting the categories into these. This is just a photo organizer, but this is how one consultant organized her mobile office or mobile party. Again, another display where just set a product from each of the categories, and maybe not even each of the categories, but on display. Not overkill. And here's a setup. This is what you need to have a home party. Maybe some bottles of wine, something sweet, something salty. It doesn't have to be anything elaborate. This was one of my own party displays. This is one of the ways that I like to set up my home parties. I just take a piece of craft paper, and it's blank when I start. And based on where I put things on the table, I just label them. And I think it's a really fun or unique way to display. It doesn't, if I didn't have that there, it might make the table look a little bit empty, but since I don't know, there's something about it that's appealing to me. And this is one of the ways that I set up my home party displays. So just to give you an idea, I always like to share this because somebody will come back to me and say, oh my gosh, that is genius and I love that idea and I could totally see myself doing that. So like I had put the scent of the month in this little square, and I even sometimes will write funny things on the table just to catch people's attention and to keep them reading. So anyway, did you know, and this is some of the last couple slides, we're not diving into the party games tonight. That will be in another call coming up. But this resource, I did not even know that this existed on our workstation, but it is a party game booklet. And it is a bunch of pages telling you how to play a bunch of different party games. So the dice game, pass the parcel, ask me about my business, the free game, the spinner game, bingo, passing game, the balloon booking, Scentsy items auction, the bead game, the looking book, the card game. This is on our workstation as a little PDF booklet. And so we will go into these a little bit more when we talk about party games, because we don't really need to talk about party games before you have a party to play them at, right? We need parties to play them at before we start talking about games. But we are going to talk about themes in an upcoming call, and we're going to talk about games, and we're going to talk about overcoming objections. But I want to put in your mind to get you back to thinking parties can help me grow my business. Parties can help me grow my business. Parties can help, they are time efficient, and it is a way for me to maximize my time and get the most value. And I have the opportunity to meet new people. Sarah, is your hand up? Go ahead.
So y'all, I'm like brand spanking new at this.
Okay, welcome.
Please don't laugh at me.
We will not.
You keep saying you're going to find these in your workstation. You're going to find these in the workstation. What is the workstation?
Workstation.scentsy.com. And if you are brand spanking new, you would have received an initial welcome email that will have that link to your workstation in that initial email.
Okay, so that's my back office, basically.
Yes.
So
Workstation is your back
when
office.
I see my dashboard.
That's it. That's the workstation.
Okay, where is it in here?
So when you go to,
So I've got my dashboard up in front of me. You keep calling it workstation, and I'm like, I don't have
I should change, you know, I should change my lingo to dashboard. That would make so much more sense to, I'm so old school, I'm used to calling it a workstation, but you're right. I could call it dashboard and people would know what I was talking about.
Really, then it'd be like, what is she talking about? I don't have a workstation.
Yeah. So when you go in and you go into the category of marketing and training.
Okay.
Those
Well, I
are
have
the two.
marketing and the training.
Yep.
Okay.
Marketing and training. And so that's where you can put in a keyword and you can search party, you can search booking, you can search game. That is, you have a search box that will pull up some things that you're looking for. If you want something that's a little bit more focused, I would go into the training center first, because there are categories in the training center for prospecting, for booking, for
So like that 40 and 40, that 40 thing.
Yep.
What's that going to be under?
It is 40 in 4 minutes.
It was
Under
under
marketing?
booking, Melissa. I think
And
if
it's
you
under
looked
booking?
if you looked under booking and then over, it will have that in there.
See, I don't have a tab that says booking.
You'd have to go into the training center first.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
And
it's by
actually-
topic and then by booking.
I went into, let's see.
See, I'm just that new that I don't
That's
even know.
okay. I went into the marketing tab and in the search box, just put the number 40. That's all I put in my search box. And the very first thing to come up is 40 hosts in 4 minutes. So great questions. There's never a silly question. We will never laugh at you. Tammy, did you have anything that you wanted to jump in and add?
So what I was going to say, I just took a couple notes of the things that you were putting down. And so you're right. I mean, home parties are one of the things, I mean, for a couple different reasons, relationships. I mean, everything that you talked about are about building relationships. The first thing that I wrote down though was kind of funny. I'm pretty sure we've all been guilty of that. Have you ever been to a home party to support a friend and you're like, I don't even like this stuff? I think years ago I went to, I think it was called like Princess House, like crystal stuff. Wasn't my thing, but I was like, okay, go in, find the cheapest thing and just buy it. And so that's one way that you get a lot of sales at home parties. But the other thing is once you get in there, I think you, like you said, you can see the products, get your hands on it, smell it. It's going to go a lot further. Things that they didn't think they liked in the catalog, see in person, and they really like it. But it all boils down to relationships. And so the other thing that I think is great about home parties is you can basically upsell. So I don't know if you've done a home party, but I like to check out the guests individually. And when we have that time, I kind of set up an area away from everybody else. And if you've seen them asking the questions, if you've seen them very knowledgeable about it, if you've seen them saying, I really want everything in the catalog, but I don't have money for it, those are cues. Those are cues for you to be able to jump in and say, notice that you wanted a lot of other things, or if you use the like it, love it list or whatever. I see you have a lot of things listed here and maybe budget doesn't permit. Let's book you a party so we can get those for free for you. Or if you do see them really engaged in it, it's a way for you to privately talk to them about, I think you would be great. So if you don't privately check them out, I recommend doing something like that. It's also a great time to upsell. Hey, have you thought about adding a light bulb to that? How about an extra dish? You've got young ones at home. So that's another way that you can increase the party, the totals on it. And I think it helps at home parties. The other thing that I found when we were talking about going back to basics, something that I've done, and I've told a couple other people that has shown great results, is invites, like handwritten invites and calls ahead of time. So you basically get with your host, you get a list of the people that they want to invite, and you either send a text or a call saying, hey, excited to see you tonight at the party. And so it's a reminder, but it almost puts them like they're counting on me to be there. It's very easy to escape and not be seen in a Facebook party. Not so easy when you actually reach out them to remind them. You actually gave them a personal invite. So you took the time to reach out to them, to give them that handwritten card. And then you're following up to make sure that you're there, that they're there. And so that goes a long way to help getting people at the parties. What it really comes down to though is, we'll talk about it in later ones, is, games and things that you do. But really when it comes down to it, when you're filling out the 40 and 4 or your list of 100 or whatever, and you come back and you say, I've tried it all, I can't get anybody, then I'm going to tell you, we all need to look in the mirror, including myself. You're not asking enough people. Then I guess you need to write more. Because literally there are people that are out there that want to hold parties with Scentsy, that love Scentsy. And if we're completely honest with ourselves, usually we never do the follow through. We might write the list. We don't make the calls to them. We don't follow up with them. Why? Because you're afraid of the no. And I challenge you to go for as many no's as you can get. Because the more no's, there's going to be yeses in there too. And so I think that's what we really need to be honest with ourselves is when you say, I've tried everybody. No, you haven't tried everybody. And if you ran out of your list, then you need to find other ways to expose yourself to more people, whether that's kids groups, play groups, talking to the people at the dental office, wherever it is, finding ways to be intentional to expose yourself to more people that you can ask. I'm going to turn it over to Amy. Amy had a social party, sniff and sip, whatever you want to call it. And she had different expectations going in, and she's going to cover what her expectations going in, what she learned from it, what she can share with you, and how she was successful at that party and basically exceeded all of her expectations. So Amy, go ahead.
Thank you. So basically this weekend, this past Sunday, I did a sip and sniff, And so the reason why I actually decided to do it is because for a couple different reasons. One, I had extra product from different events that I had over the last year that I hadn't sold, flash sales, things like that. So I just had extra product, and I just wanted to kind of dwindle that down as the new catalog season's coming in. Plus, I needed a boost in PRV for this month, and I really wanted to do like a face-to-face. And I hadn't really booked any parties this month, and I hadn't done any home parties just because of the whole COVID thing, and people were still kind of on the fence. And even though I had done vendor events, I was kind of like, I really want to do a home party, and I hadn't done one. And so I just kind of put it out there, and I was like, I'm just going to do it. Let's just see how it goes. So my expectations, honestly, were really low. I really didn't know how many people would come because most of my customers are out of state, and they purchase online. And so I have some local customers, and they had really just already purchased a bunch last month, which kind of got me the incentive trip. And so I didn't really want to ask too many of them. So anyway, I had about 7 people RSV to come, and they're mostly my close friends. And so I wasn't really quite sure how it was going to go, but honestly, it turned out amazing. I really just did like a quick Facebook event, sent it out, just kind of let them know it was going to be like a 1 to 3. So it was only 2 hours. It was just going to be a quick, you come over, you sniff some scents, and you can have some coffee, have some wine if you want. All I did was, so 6 people showed up. I got 3 bookings and almost $1,000 in sales. And that was in 2 hours. So obviously pretty amazing. So what I did is I just used the KISS method. Keep it simple. I had just gotten in the new season kit. So I kind of did like a last chance, first glance setup. Very simple, just put out the See Good warmer, the charity warmer, some of the Bring Back My bars, not all of them, just a few that I had. And a couple other little things like the Scentsy soap that's going away, just stuff that I had on hand, and just kind of let them know, here's what's going away. And then I had the few warmers that were new coming out, the 10 bars, the new scents that were coming out. And then I had my testers. Then I also had the Like It, Love It sheets. So when they came in, I just gave them a pen and gave them the Like It, Love It sheets. So when they went over to the testers, they could, start checking things off, what they liked, what they didn't like. I also gave them the product sheet. And I think, Melissa, you may have actually suggested this. So it was kind of like their wish list. So they could kind of go through and they could circle what products they liked, so that some of them I had on hand, some of them I didn't, some if they wanted it, if they didn't, it gave me an idea of like what kind of things they wanted. And if they wanted a bunch of things, I was able to use that as an opportunity to be like, wow, you have a lot of items that you like. Maybe we should set up a booking for you so that you can get these items, free, half off, things like that. So I was able to actually get 3 bookings. And so that's 3 bookings off of only 6 people that came. And one of them is a home party. One of them is, we're still debating on if it's going to be online or not, because she loved the sip and sniff so much that she's considering doing that. And the other one's going to be like a basket party. She's going to take it to her office. And then let's see what else. Oh, I had doorbuster deals too. So I took some of the stuff that I had from the flash sale, and that got people coming too, because there was some really good deals there from the flash sale. The Bring Back My bar, I was able to introduce like the Scentsy Club and kind of use that as an opening. And so I was able to actually get a subscription for the Scentsy Club with that as well. And then the people that RSVP'd and came, I got them like grab bags. And so I was able to use items that, again, either I got free for credits that I had, and then just stuff that I had laying around. So they got grab bags, which they appreciated. Let's see what else. So just some things that I learned is basically you just have to kind of do it. You can't overthink it. You just have to kind of step outside your comfort zone. I'm not a social person. I'm not like somebody that can just start small talk with people. So I was really nervous about, okay, when people come over, what am I supposed to say to them? Like, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to entertain them? But it worked. Like, they actually stayed longer than, like, they were here from 1 to like almost 4. And it's because they were just talking and enjoying themselves and just having a blast. And it was just really easy. And so it's like Tammy said, it's about developing those relationships with people. And so although I was very thankful and surprised about the sales, it was really more about developing those relationships with your customers. And over, I had one customer who actually brought a friend, and she was the one who actually spent the most money. And she's the one that wants to have a home party. She's moving into a new house. She wants to book a party in her new house. So, and she's already reached out to make more purchases. So again, it's about building those relationships, and by building those relationships, you're going to get more and more customers. So it just keeps branching out from there. And so booking parties isn't just about making money, although yes, of course we need to make the money and get that PRV. It's about building those relationships, and by building those relationships, it just keeps branching out, because if you don't, then eventually those branches are just going to stop. And when those stop, then your business is just going to go stagnant. And so a lot of times people think, oh, I've exhausted all my friends and my family. Well, yes, because you haven't continued to branch out. You have to keep following up. You have to keep booking those parties. By booking those parties, you book off of those people who book off of those people who keep booking off. And that's kind of how that trend goes, because you will exhaust, those buyer fatigues. So the other thing that I did, which I don't know if it worked or not, but as I was kind of booking them, they're, off my calendar, I kind of may have put some extra names on my calendar as far as like parties, so that, the whole FOMO. So, because, people, like, oh, wow, all these people are booking parties. Like, I got to book a party too. I can't be left out. So, yeah, that's what I did. But you don't need anything fancy. That's the biggest thing. You don't need anything fancy. You don't need to have a lot of stock on hand. You just need to be genuine, have great customer service, and just, be excited about what you do. That's it. That's all I got. Any questions?
Okay, so sorry, I was giving Tammy an opportunity if she wanted to say anything as follow-up to that. I love that. I absolutely love your padding your calendar. That is no different. That reminds me of when you walk into like the pizza place and there's a tip jar on the counter, and they've put in like 6 $5 bills in the tip jar from the drawer to like put in people's mind that a lot of people are tipping. And so it actually increases their tips. There is psychology to that. And so there's psychology to people being like, oh my gosh, if 7 other people have booked parties, what am I missing? Like, I don't want to miss out on this. And so I love that. I love that. That is just fantastic. My question as a follow-up to Amy, and Amy, thank you so much for sharing. I speak on behalf of Tammy and Rand, and we're so damn proud of you, because I knew that your expectations were kind of low going into it when I talked to you on Friday. And when you were on Cubicle and we were talking about your sip and sniff, say that 10 times fast. I kind of knew that your expectations were low going into it. And then hearing the success that you did have, I love that you shared with us, because this is a real account. This is a real account of exactly what happened, how it played out, that it didn't have to be a party of 30 people. This was in her own home. She was able to get bookings off of it. She was able to get sales. I mean, this is a real story right here, and it just happened. So thank you, Amy. We appreciate you. My question for all of you is, when is the last time you hosted your own party? When's the last time? So if you're thinking, oh my gosh, nobody will book a party off of me, maybe you need to have your own party first. And the people that come to your own party, those are your future bookings. That's the best place to start. So I want you to ask yourself, when is the last time I had, and maybe the answer is I never have. And Amy will give you the biggest pat on the back and push to say, sometimes you just have to do it. You just have to do it. Mary Jane, you have one every single month. I've been having one quarterly. Dawn, online every 6 months. There still is something different being in person. It's like Tammy said, you can watch people's body language. You can see how engaged they are with the products. You can overhear them talking to other people about things. There is something about being around people that gives you so much more insight into how they fit into your business.
I mean, you would be surprised at how many people honestly didn't know what the pods were for. I mean, they were smelling pods and they honestly didn't even realize that there was a difference between what the pods were used for and what the wax was used for. I mean, so it really truly does make a difference when you're in person versus online and explaining things to them. I mean, it's a no-brainer. And I will put a plug out for Cubicle, because honestly, I was on Cubicle on Friday and I really did get some invaluable information, from really helped me. So for anybody that, may think that Cubicle is just kind of, sitting around, not talking or just sitting there, it really is, you got superstar directors and just other consultants that are out there that really you can just kind of throw ideas out at them, and they have experience. And so it really helped me be successful as well. So
and we learn. Thank you, Amy. We learn from each other, because sometimes when you've done the business a long time, you forget some of the basic things that made you successful, or you you forget about things that you used to do, or you hear an idea from somebody who hasn't been doing the business as long. And a lot of fresh ideas come from people that haven't been with Scentsy very long. So old dogs can learn new tricks. To clarify, for those of you that don't know, Cubicle, that's what we call our virtual work hours. We hold a Zoom on Fridays at 10 a.m. Eastern time. We typically hold it open for 2 to 3 hours, and it's just whoever is able to come, they show up, and it doesn't matter what you're working on. You could be working on something like, I built a barn door last Friday when I was on Cubicle, but I was still there to be involved in the conversation. So it's not even necessarily that I was working my business or doing things for my business. But it's just virtual work time. We call it Cubicle because if we were in an office, you'd roll your chair back and say, hey, Amy, I got a question. And so we just call it our virtual Cubicle. Megan Pardon, I wanted to see if your questions got answered. I know Tammy answered one of them in the chat. I don't know. Did your buddy question get answered, or did you have any other questions?
Nope, it got answered. Thank you.
Okay. If you guys didn't see that, there's questions and answers in the chat. Was there anything that didn't get answered in the chat? Now is your time to. No, thank you very much, Tammy. Thanks you guys for fielding those. Okay, we are almost out of time. I'm not Rand, I didn't forget. We are doing a drawing. Thank you, you guys, for getting on tonight. This is starting the conversation about how we are going to party more. We are going to, and if it means, Ann Edwards, I'm going to hold your feet to the fire. You said that you promise that you've never done one. You're going to try. So I love hearing that. It's also great to see you on, Ann. Some of you, I think Stephanie, I think I saw that you said you've never hosted your own. So we have some things to look forward to here, you guys. There is opportunity ahead of us, and opportunity that we haven't tapped into. And so I'm really excited to see where this takes all of us over the course of the next couple of weeks and into this year, because like they say, sales is your income for today, bookings is your income for tomorrow, recruiting is your income for forever. So keep that in mind. Just making a one-to-one sale isn't really building your business, but your bookings opens the door for you to meet more people so that you can book more parties, so that you have future sales, which puts you in front of more people. It's like a domino effect of success. Anything to tack onto that, Tam? Good. Thumbs up from Tammy. Rand, draw us a winner. Who's winning our prize this week?
All right, we got it. Okay, here we go. Debbie Kuna.
Debbie Kuna.
Thank you. My first time.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And Rand sends the best prizes. So this is exciting. You guys, thank you so much for spending your Tuesday night with me. I know it's late. Brandy, it was so great to have you on. So good to see your face. You stayed up late for us. Robin, if you're still on, good luck to your goats that are in labor, and to any of the rest of you. It's great to see your face. Thanks for spending Tuesday night with us. We'll see you soon.